Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name is David, this channel is DeMars Coaching, and this video is about personality disorders and 7 common indicators to identify someone that has one. I've made over 1,000 videos on this subject. Feel free to check them out. I have playlists that divides 3 different disorders, I think, in them, personality disorders. So today, personality disorders. The DSM-5 is what doctors and professionals use in the United States to diagnose their clients with disorders. The Diagnostic Statistic Manual for Mental Disorders. There's around 350 different mental health disorders. I'm talking about 10 of them today, personality disorders. These 10 personality disorders are divided into clusters. These 3 clusters describe a little bit about their personality. Weird, wild, and worried. If you notice, weird, wild, and worried has a little bit to do with stress, extroversion. Most of you want to know if someone else has a personality disorder and which one. I understand that wholeheartedly. I know that most of you watching this don't have a personality disorder, or you're not watching it because you want to know if you have one. I know some of you are. If you are, please seek professional help and don't diagnose yourself. And we don't diagnose other people. Okay? Diagnoses are only for professionals that are trained, because it's extremely difficult to identify these things in people. And we don't label people and diagnose people anyway. So you're going to have extreme problems finding out if someone you know in your life, significant, has a personality disorder and which one. It might be extremely difficult to do that. Some professionals could take many months to diagnose a client or a patient. So identifying identifying personality disorders is easier than a specific one. Okay? For one reason, there is so much overlap. So much overlap in these 10 personality disorders. I think they just crossed the line. I've spoken to many therapists and counselors and psychiatrists, and they just say PD. They don't really necessarily, if they're talking to somebody else about it, it's PD. They don't really try to get too much in the specify which one. You cross that line. So much overlap. And there could be comorbidity. Someone could have a couple, maybe 3 personality disorders. Okay, and they also almost always have other disorders contribute to this. Okay, 2 words when I think of personality disorders. 2 words: rigid and pervasive. Okay, rigid. I don't bend. I don't change. I don't try new things. I don't try to understand you, meet you halfway. Be agreeable, things like this. Rigidity. I don't bend, I break. I hold fast till I break, till the pressure gets to me. Pervasive in all areas of life. These are patterns, guys. These behaviors are patterns that always reoccur, okay? I may list, some of you may have experienced all of these things, may have done one time or another, been like this or experienced these things. Doesn't mean you have a personality disorder. Because personality is who you are, right? Many times we act out of character, don't we? We don't want to do that too many times. Less and less, right? Okay. So I have 7 major things. There's many more. I wanted to keep it more simple for you guys. Number 1, neurosis. Okay? Neurosis. Distress. A deficit in functioning. You'll just kind of see someone who's very neurotic by the way they move and act, very nervous maybe, constantly moving, bouncing their feet, leg, you know. I knew someone that would sit there and do this forever with their nails and stuff like that, chew on their hair, pick scabs. Disagreeable, no agreeability, a huge ability, a necessary ability to function in society and especially at work and especially at relationships, right? Being there's so many people and we're all so different, okay? No 2 people alike, from fingerprints to personality, even disorders, okay? You're not going to find 2 narcissists that are exactly alike. You just won't do it. And parents have to teach children to be agreeable before they really release them into society at 5, kindergarten. That child who's not agreeable at 5 is going to have a lot of problems. If they never taught this, they're going to have extreme problems in life. Not being agreeable, disagreeable. Number 3, the V word. Not allowed to say this word on YouTube. Someone recommended saying instead violins. Violins. There. Okay? This comes out yelling, screaming, hitting, throwing things, banging, attacking people, verbally, emotionally, financially. Okay? Someone who has this has a history of it. You can go back to their 20s, their teens, as a child, because this started with temper tantrums at 4 and never stopped. Okay? Number 4, unstable. And this covers a lot. Unstable. Emotionally unstable. That means acting out every emotion. We have tons and tons of emotions, and you know that, guys. You can go to work and you don't have to act out that your grandmother died a week ago. You're feeling better about that. You're not crying anymore at work. You don't have to be so excited about what you're doing after work and tell everybody and just freak out. You don't have to display the anger that your dog caused you by making a mess inside before you went to work this morning, right? You have to freak out at every customer and how they feel and what they're doing and what they want. Unstable emotionally, acting out all emotions. Very common. Can't regulate. Carrying shame, guilt, anxiety, depression. Okay? Biggest is difficulty managing stress. If I have problems functioning, life is going to be stressful. You can see someone with a personality disorder is going to not manage stress very well. And it's going to be prevalent in their life, even if they're all alone. You guys who isolate a lot, are you stress-free now? Nope. You will see this in living. They may move a lot, may not get along with people in the house that they live with, work, may not be able to get a job, find a job, keep a job, maintain a job, may just quit. It's not necessarily always getting fired. May quit. Relationships, stopping and starting relationships, and you can see a history of this, guys. If they're aware of it, if they're honest, if they're open and tell you, there'll be a history of these things, right? Didn't just start in their 40s. Number 5, tend to be more extroverted. Okay, are you an introvert or an extrovert? A lot of you don't even know. A lot of you are wrong. A lot of you think you're an extrovert and you're actually an introvert. A lot of you are introverted and think you're an extrovert. You may be an ambivert. Now everybody thinks they're an ambivert. Both. Extroverted people tend to harbor attention. Okay? If I'm not self-sufficient, I need people, I need attention. I need people to feel sorry for me. I need people to think I'm great. I need people to trust me. Right? I just posted a meme today. Fake people have an image to maintain. Real people don't care. I'm not trying to sell you who I am. Number 6, narcissistic. And this gets a lot of people. Okay, you can have somebody who is schizotypal, not even in the same cluster as narcissistic. And they'll be schizotypal and they'll be very narcissistic. They'll be very unaware of what they're doing and how it affects you. Extremely entitled and just get what they want, seeking immediate gratification. That could be another one I could list on there, seeking immediate gratification. Selfish, seeking attention, grandiose, entitled. Grandiosity tends to be a countermeasure, countering shame, guilt. It's covering up, overcompensating for I feel inside by doing it outside. Number 7, last one, consciousness. A conscious, awareness, knowing who you are. Okay? People with PDs tend to have a distorted view of their self. They don't know who they are. They'll look you in the face and tell you who they are, and they believe it, so you believe it, and then they go do something completely contradictory. You say something to them, they have an excuse, and keep doing it and keep telling you that's not who they are. Lacking introspection. Extremely important, guys. We introspect the most after loss, right? Think of it this way. 2 people, 3 people around me in my life, gone, left with who? Boom. I'm not looking at anybody else anymore. We tend to look at ourselves, okay? And this thing might take over. It might be critical of us. It might hurt to look at ourselves. We may not like what we see right away. We might feel guilty. And that's depression, situational depression. The ability that we can introspect and look at ourselves means that we can heal, means that we can change, means that we can have success, okay? People with PDs do not know why they fail and never advance, okay? Coping mechanisms such as rationalization, justification, shift blaming, blame shifting. Those are the 7. Any of you that feel that you have a personality disorder, which is a common symptom of having someone with a personality disorder in your life, we walk away with self-doubt, wonder if it's us, already introspecting, that's good. If you think you have a personality disorder, seek a mental health professional and find out. Don't self-diagnose. Don't ask a life coach on YouTube. Okay? Seek professional help. If you believe you have someone with a mental illness, serious mental illness like this, or you have had someone in your life with a serious mental illness like this, seek help. Okay? Seek help. Anybody who wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Links down below, and I really appreciate a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please, you guys, give all the examples you want of someone with a personality disorder. Don't forget there's 10. We tend to only talk about a couple. So, and even those 2, even narcissistic, borderline. Go ahead. List what you think and share experiences if you feel comfortable doing that. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first, guys. I'll see you again later. Bye.